Yes. Finally leveled the playing field. Never trust your sus. We define what's real. Shuffle shit, took losses. You know the deal. It was never an option to miss a meal. It was never an option to skip a bill. Got low, mindset of a Navy SEAL. Took my queen off the board. Now we move freely. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. It's your man Kash, one half of the Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast team. This is week number 2. My man Prez is out. He's still moving into his new home, so blessings to him. Shouts out to him. But what that does for me is just so happens that I got a few friends that have dropped some really dope projects. So they're filling in by way of doing some really dope episodes with me, and we get to highlight their work. This week, coming up, I got Atlanta's own Ronny DoGood. We had him on prior to, but it was an EP and we was filling it out and it was dope then. But this man is taking his time, gone back into the lab and crafted something that I think he's super proud of. And I think that you guys as listeners, once you listen to this interview and then you listen to the album, I think y'all really gonna rock with Ronny as well. Really, really cool dude. Really has a great personality. I think you're going to see it in this interview, so I can't wait for you guys to meet him. Without further ado, man, on the couch for the second time, Ronny DoGood.
Yes, sir, man. Thank y'all for having me, bro. It's a pleasure to be back, man. I enjoyed it the last time, the conversation, the connection, the passion for music and like good hip hop. So yeah, we're back, man. And Chill Mickelson,
Chill Mickelson's out. Yes,
just dropped that album, man. I think we like noodled on it a little bit last time, but it was something that I've been taking my time with for a few years now. And it's dope to have out, man. It feels good because I've been telling my friends like, oh, I'm going to put it out soon. Like, I just want to have all these T's and I's crossed. And then it just became to the point where it was like, damn, I was looking at my checklist. Like, it's all crossed off. Like, let's drop it, man. Let's get it out there and get out in front of it. So.
Sure, man. What does that take, man? I know recently I kind of got back into making music myself, but the patience, like how are you that patient to just hold back and just kind of make sure it's perfect before you release it?
Musically, it doesn't. It just kind of falls into place. Honestly, man, like the music just like all the records kind of just came. Like I hadn't recorded a new song for the project. When was the last song that I recorded for this? It probably was like April. So I had it and I had already had most of the mixes done by April as well. So it really was just about like locking in on like the videos for like Copy and the videos for Hibiki. And like, I invested into a video camera as well. And like, I've been working on like getting like more visual content to share the music. So it's really about like having the content to like represent the music, because it's so much more than just having really good music. And these days, like you really got to, be posting on the TikToks and like doing things cool. And I've always like, I see that people do things and I'm like, that's cool. And it's like, I wonder how I can do that better and put my own twist on it. So I'm always trying to like hone in on that kind of stuff. And that's what really takes the longest, I think. Like the music is effortless. Like I'm 26. Like I've been making music and writing rap since I was 12, like 13. So really like the music is natural. The like focusing in on a vision is what I think takes the longest, I think.
Yeah. And I think it's more like it's the relationships. Like you said, it's the content, it's the timing, the rollout, you know what I mean? And, that's why I kind of mentioned the patience part, because without patience, without proper planning, like the music could be jamming, man. It's going to fall on deaf ears if you come out and don't really have any visuals or videos you plan on dropping, one every other month or something like that to kind of keep interest in the project.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the thing like with independent artists nowadays and like with music in general, like nothing is really like it might feel old to you if it's like 3 months or 6 months or even to a year. But like one of my biggest streaming songs right now is like building up to this project was this song called Takeoff, which I think I released probably like a year and a half ago. And it's still going crazy. And it's still like something where it's like, dang, I really need to put some more attention on this song because it's just killing it. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's like somebody else has like, I got hit up yesterday about that song. And like I said, that song is a year and a half ago. So.
Right. And I see, you know, I mentioned him last week in another interview we had with my man Nito is just like, you know, LaRussell and how he's just putting out random videos from stuff he's dropped 20 projects ago. You know what I mean? That's kind of right. And he's just, you know, going back to stuff. So I think in this age, man, there's absolutely nothing wrong with going back to whatever's working, you know, that slow burn. Because sometimes, you know, back in the day, man, working a song or an album took like a year and some change. Like people was really, really working albums for longer than just. And now in the microwave era, 3 to 6 months, they was like, I remember submitting a project to a mix show, and they was like, "Yo, bro, this came out like in 2 months ago," and I was like, "2 months ago is old, Jesus," you know what I mean? Like that's just how it is today.
That's kind of strange. Like I don't know about that,
man. But man, tell people a little bit about your background, man. Kind of your musical background, where you from and stuff like that. I know we've had you on before, but for people who don't know you and where you from, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I mentioned earlier I've been rapping since I was like 12 or 13. So I'm a military kid, grew up, born in Connecticut, moved around a lot, went to high school in Virginia, I've lived out in Germany, Hawaii, kind of amassed this crazy like musical taste from like everywhere I've lived. And also a passion for golf as I was growing up from my grandfather and my dad. And I actually took a scholarship to play collegiate golf. And I did that and I was still making music. And that's kind of how like Chill Mickelson like really came about. But that's like not really here nor there. The question was like kind of like tell about myself. And yeah, man, it's just like I love golf. I love making music. And that's really me, man, like to the T.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of genius. Like the, you know, Craig Shrewd for our album title, you know, is Chill Mickelson. You know what I mean? So, and like you said, man, I think if people know you or just kind of followed you in your social media and stuff like that, they kind of know that kind of fits you, you know, to a T. So that's dope. What was the goal though with the project overall in terms of did you always have the title for it, Chill Mickelson, and you were kind of going into it were you trying to check any boxes or just kind of whatever feels right?
I think originally I was trying to do like a super like origin story. Like very similar to like Under Pressure, like Logic and like Good Kid, Mad City, and like even like Oxymoron and some other albums. But it really kind of just I wanted to like show off like who really influenced me a lot growing up as an artist. And I really wanted to share like a full project that was just like, this is just Ronny DoGood right here. Like if you imagine Ronny DoGood's personality, like what he likes to do, like what he goes through emotionally and feeling wise, like this is it. So like, it's really just a capsule of me. There's no real like storyline, but there is definitely like a message. Like I have a tendency to like think really fast and get too far out in front of myself. And I also like love smoking a ton of weed. So there's like there's a double entendre in like the Chill Mickelson nature. And Phil Mickelson, who is the famous PGA Tour player, he's a lefty. So I'm also a lefty. So it kind of just all just like came together, and it's like, it's just a capsule of me, really. Like in loose terms, there's no real storyline. There's no like here to there, but it's kind of like, bam, like just soak it in. This is where we're at in the story. Like you open the page, like big shit popping, talks about like, you know, want to know what happens next. Just turn the page, like turn the page and you get smacked.
Yeah, let's talk about the intro, man. Big shit popping, man. What made you choose that song to set the tone for the entire project?
It just felt right to be the first song. I think the fact that it doesn't have any real percussion on there was like a great, like it really draws you in as a listener. And when the strings that my boy Noah from Arcos added in there, like, cause originally I just had chopped that little horn loop out of a sample, and I had written the whole song to that horn loop. Like, and then as you listen to the song, you hear these strings come in and these saxophones, and then the second verse comes and you hear more strings, saxophones, and some vocals. That's all my boy Noah from Arcos, who was playing sax on Stop Playing With Me. I did a song with him called Rush Hour. That's on their page, and he's a super like talented like musician and artist, and like tours with like this band and plays sax all over the country. So like writing that song was just like, I don't know, something about horn beats in general, like I just love. And so when I heard that sample, it was like, dang, like I just know what to say to this. And it just came out. And when I wrote it, it was like, dang, this is a special record to me. Like it just invokes a lot of emotion, and like it could have been an intro or an outro, but like I think the fact that it's like an intro, like it keeps it almost like on some like kind of like Damn stuff. How like Damn is like the theory of Damn is you can play it forwards and backwards. Like I think it helps that, like, cause you don't know, like, cause I put Copy the single last in the track list, which was like my first single off of there. And so like it, like Copy almost could be like an intro in itself too. Cause in the second verse, I'm like, welcome to the Caddy Shack. DoGood kick this rap shit back and forth. That's like a heavy
yeah. And I was like, that's what I was thinking. Cause I was like, yo, you put that out first, and then it's, and I've seen that done a lot, you know what I mean? To where it's buried on a project because maybe you just feel that much more stronger than, you know, you just want to put all the new shit up front.
I really wanted to highlight the new shit, so I wanted to keep it up there. But I wanted Copy to be on there because I made the beat for Copy, and I made the beat for the Bad Guys, and I was really attached to those songs, and I was like, well, Copy is just so hard, man. Like
you want to play Copy now? You want to play Copy?
I mean, if you want to play it, man. If you could play a little bit of it, man. It's a unique record, man. It just draws you in. I think the sample, and then when the drums drop, and then it's like there's nothing going on, and then I start rapping. It's like, oh.
Real represent in the flesh, I still catch the scent. If I'm bugging, then I'm wildin'. If you smoking, then we riding. I'm with Fig on autopilot. Can't go back, I turn my head, made a pack and then I ran. Where you going? To the stew. Copy, that's the ultimate. Yeah, turned out right, I guess. This my Sunday driver best. Call me Rusty Johnson, tick up Ronnie. Your boss not impressed.
Okay, I'm burning rubber. They want me on medication, but I deserve to suffer. Play a quick.
And that's Copy right there. So it's a lot of balance on this project. And the reason why I say that is, and it's funny that you brought it up earlier because you was taking all my points, Ronnie. Taking all my points.
Man.
So no. Why I bring it up is because like I'm hearing like the influences like right there. You mentioned Schoolboy Q earlier.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly what I thought about. Like just I forget what on Oxymoron sounds similar. Not, you know what I mean? Like I could see you channeling that. And then you also got just some shit that's just straight up hip hop on here, like Hibiki. I think that's the other one. Yeah, that was like that who Hollywood did it, Hollywood Cole produced that joint?
Yeah, Hollywood Cole produced that joint.
That one was nasty. So I immediately started head nod. That made me feel like I was in NYC. Like, so I dig that. And then you got stuff like Pirate Radio, to where you doing something totally different, and it all seems like you, man. So is that like just a product of, you know, that's just your personality, to where you're one moment you can be in that sing-songy and the emo flow, and then the next minute it's just like, I want to rap my ass off and show them.
There's a big like inner power struggle with all those like forces of like, I guess, influence inside of me, in a good way, like for sure, because I can really rap. I really like, you know, singing, and like Kid Cudi was one of my biggest like influences growing up. Like his first 3 albums are like really important to me, and like my spirit and where I was at the time, and just so
I wish Prez was on here, because Cudi's one of his favorite. He asked me if I listened to the intergalactic shit, the cartoon he just dropped.
Yeah, I liked the album that he put together for that, and the movie was super cool too. It was like, it felt good. It didn't like have like, I didn't have nothing bad to write home about it. Like nowadays, like cause for me, like Cudi, Mac Miller, Kendrick, Schoolboy Q, Isaiah Rashad, Chance the Rapper, like those were all artists that I like was listening to like freshman year of high school. So they've been around for so long, and it's like, it's easy to like kind of critique your favorite rappers as they get along in the line, and like, you know, like, it doesn't feel as,
this isn't the old Ye, this isn't the old J. Like for me in my era, like you just get to nitpicking at a certain point when it's like, yo, I still fuck with them. So like, why am I being pretty much so hard on them?
Right. And I just felt like Cudi was in his bag, man. He was in his bag, and I think how the track list tied into Intergalactic as an album was super dope. Or as a movie, like the way the movie flowed and the way the albums flowed through, I was like, damn, like, I get this. Like, I like it.
Hey man, let's take some time to shout out you know, the features, some of the production, man. Let the people know like some of the production you have on here, and your features and your peoples.
So freaking, I'm seeing the track list go down. Like big shit popping was me and my boy Noah from Arcos, super talented musician and instrumentalist, can play the saxophone, can play the flute, can play the keys, can sing, can write. Everybody Knows, Sucks to Be You, Chill Part 1, and Pirate Radio. Pirate Radio is a co-production track, but my boy Eric Gussler, who is super insane sampler and is like the only person I know who's like programmed drums sound like a live drum kit. Like, he did all of those. My boy Jezreel he helped me out with Stop Playing With Me. And I had a whole tape with him on when I was Dysfunctional Ron. Like, he did Pusha Baby. Dre Wisdom did Yahtzee and helped Eric with Pirate Radio. Let's see what was after Yahtzee. Lost and Found was just a super unique guitar record that my boys Josh and IB Mixon put together. Really, these are all just folks that I've known since like interning at this studio called Astro Studios back in 2018. So everybody that's involved with this album has come through there, and I've just been blessed to develop a relationship with them. Liquid Death Freestyle featuring Sada Baby.
Like, yeah, how did that come about, man? I saw that on there, and I was like, oh shit, Ronnie got Sada Baby on here.
Okay, man. Like, I would like that. I actually lied earlier. That song came about a little bit after April, but I've known Sada Baby since like 2018, like interning at Astro Studios, and I've recorded a bunch of songs with him and mixed songs for him. And as you know, we've developed our relationship, he's been more intrigued into things that I've been doing, and I played him a few records. He said he wanted to get on a song, and I was sending him some records, and then like one day he just sent me this song, and I was like, I knew what he was sending it for me for, so I sent it back to him. He loved it, and then he had come to the studio like maybe a month later and was talking to me about it and told me to put it on there, and I just made it fit somehow, and it really worked out well. Like just the transition out of pirate radio into that song.
I put a curse on them panties, You funny style, been walking around with them trannies, Weird ass nigga, that's why we can't stand you, And Yerkes says perfect for me. Give a fuck about what's working for him, I traded the earth for the lean, Put an op on the shirt for the team.
Yeah, straight up I'm 90 degrees, yeah. I can go pickle the beast, I can make the shit look easy, yeah. I can Keanu Reeves, yeah. I can get a Maybach in the Matrix with a made bitch going super deep. Self-made, that's super cheesy. I could switch it up again. I don't really fuck with them. Step by step, I'm stacking up. Got Sally up, she sucking it. Fourth down, ain't no putting it. Ronnie Chili kick the shit. Shorty wanted Twizzler, so she's pulling out my licorice.
It's another guy on there that I don't know if Fleet pronounce his name for me because I'm probably going to butcher it.
Fleeko.
Yeah.
Fleeko.
So I think you guys had a good time on that record, man. I wasn't laughing and like, this is not good. I was laughing like, yo, it's just some of the shit y'all say. Yeah, some of the shit y'all saying on there is just, I could tell y'all having a blast, you know, just making music, man.
Man, that song is super fun to me. Like, it feels great. Like, I'm writing a treatment for a video to that one right now. And Fleeko's a super talented artist, man. Like, his music's been featured on like Euphoria, and he's like just super cool and just really down to earth and always like showing love, and very like another dude just who comes to the studio from time to time, and like I've been able to develop a relationship with him. This artist and songwriter Tate Cobain on The Bad Guys. He's from Baltimore, but he lives down here in Atlanta. Another dude comes through Astro all the time. Like, he's super talented. He's actually signed to Nicki Minaj. And he's about to do some crazy things. And then let's see, Sherry Silver, she sang backgrounds on Lost and Found. She's super crazy, super punk, super raw. Like, her music's just got a lot of like raw rock and roll emotion.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah,
she
okay.
can
Now I
really
might have to
sing,
definitely
like,
tap in.
Definitely tap into Sherry. Randy Class, songwriter, singer, did the hook on Sucks to Be You. Just another dude that I just like, you know, been able to develop a relationship with at Astro Studios, man. And like, we just click and have a great time, man. And I wanted that to showcase all my friends, man.
Yeah, and again, man, this is the second week in a row to where we've had an artist on there, and it's just the friend thing is coming up again. Just people you genuinely rock with, not necessarily going to chase a feature. I mean, Sada Baby is a notable feature from just people that are into the music space that we kind of listen to and stuff like that. But again, you guys brought people to the table that I wasn't interested in before because I didn't know them, and now this for the second week in a row is like, okay, I like, okay, Randy, okay, Sherry, you know, like everybody had a place in the project to where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take note, add some stuff, and kind of see what I like about their music going forward. So it worked out ultimately for me, you know, just being new to these guys and gals on the project.
Yeah, I was really like particular when I was putting the track list together. I was making sure that there was enough me to like stand out and be like, oh, this is like totally like, you know, the vision, right? But I also wanted to make sure it was like, where are the moments where I'm tired of me on the project, you know what I'm saying? Like, where it would be like, if you're not looking at the track list, what's the moment where you would be like surprised to hear a new voice?
Yeah, it's around that track 3-4 to where you like, let's see what else you know, what another voice can do to uplift it or change it around a little bit, give it a different dynamic.
And me being able to like rap really well and like sing really well, there's already like a great dynamic in there. But like, so just, you know, filtering it in, man. And I'm seeing this track list go by. I got to shout out Dante, Big Stoner producer, Hollywood Cole, Vicky. Thoughts was my boy Lino Tarantino, and then I did copy. Yeah, man. So really just people from the studio, dude. Sick.
How important was you know, the folks from the studio, or just you working in a studio? Because if you folks listen don't know, he's an audio engineer, he does mixes, do master as well.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of like one and the same for me at the moment. Like, so I'm just kind of doing it all together. Like, but yeah, like technically, yes, like, but I wouldn't call myself like a mastering engineer. Like there's some like big record labels are paying big time dollars to master stuff and put it through all this gear that they have at their fingertips. And it's like, yeah, that's not what I'm doing, but gotcha. I am doing it to a high level. That's for sure. For sure.
Like, and you know, just give me the difference, but like the difference that does for an artist, especially with, you've had several projects that have come out, but this is your first album. And, and for most people, maybe their first time hearing you, how important was that time kind of just figuring things out, EPs, singles, leading up to the project, and just that grind from mixing and just kind of learning all these different traits to kind of, you just mentioned getting a camera and all these different type of things. Yeah, but it all took time, man. So how important was that time before dropping Chill Mickelson?
It was really important, man. It was a lot of artist development. It was a lot of figuring out what places I could go as an artist and make everything make sense. And like, but also because up until like the end of 2019, I was Dysfunctional Ron. Like I had a whole different complete name. Like in May of 2019, I dropped a project called Rain Sounds as Dysfunctional Ron. And then actually it was through 2020, like COVID hit 2020. I dropped a little EP that was all produced by my boy Jezreel. And then I was like, almost like immediately after that, I was like, I'm changing my name to Ronny DoGood, dude. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm just messing up here.
Yeah, that's all good.
Little fire alarms going off or something.
Yeah, it's straight, man. We'll get through it.
So like when I changed the name, I think I had known I was going to go for, I had actually written a song called Ronny DoGood, like right around that time. And it just was like, I think one of my friends, Keto, when I played it for him, he was like, bro, you need to like change your name to this. And I just like, it's so crazy how much big of an influence we give our peers like over ourselves. But like, you know, I had several people tell me that. And so I was like, nah, this is something I got to do. Like, and at the time I was like going through a lot of like, I'm embarrassed to say my rap name is Dysfunctional Ron.
Yeah.
Like people say like, oh, what's your artist name? Like, it's Dysfunctional Ron. But now it's like, no, I'm Ronny DoGood, bro. Like I'm Mr. DoGood. I'm all that. Like I can own that. So there was a lot of like development there. And I always known, like I mentioned, like I wanted to do like a little origin story. I think Chill Mickelson is like a great like series. I might do a volume 2. I might not. Like I haven't necessarily decided yet. I'm still really consumed in the rolling out process of this project and like shooting visuals for that and seeing, you know, where else I can take it. So there was always like this goal in mind to make a capsule project like this. And I just took the time to like develop relationships and just being at the studio and being patient with myself. And like, I was making a lot of music and like knew when it was something was like this, like I want to drop right now, like just because there's always like, you know, there's the Russ theory of like dropping every week. There's the theory of only dropping when you feel poised to and like staying relevant. So it was like a balance of like just making a lot of records, knowing when I was okay with giving something right now, and knowing when I was like, nah, this is something I need to tuck because I really love this. And it sounds like futuristic compared to some of the stuff that I'm doing right now. And so like when everything kind of catches up together, it'll be time. And it was really around the time when we did the interview for the DoGood Part 2 EP, like, which probably was like a month it must have been like November timeframe. Like,
yeah. About around this time last year.
Like a year ago, I was like already really honed in on this. And I was like, yeah, like it's time.
So man, what do you got next besides the working the project? Of course, are you working anybody else's project, or you just kind of just solely focused on just the visuals and just continuing to get your name out there?
I'm really focused on that. I'm focused on personal connections a lot more right now too. I want to like perform a lot more and be in front of people's faces. I think that is like super important to music, and especially with some of the songs that I've written, like I believe in them and I believe in their ability to connect with people. And so being out there and performing them, like you mentioned Pirate Radio earlier, like that song really like means a lot to me. Like, and
is that from a personal experience? I mean, I'm sure all your music's from a personal experience, but sometimes, you may write from your friend's perspective or
it's certainly like 100% me. And most of my songs are definitely like, I can't even think of a song that wouldn't be from my own experience, on the tape. But yeah, like Pirate Radio, like Lost and Found, like Yahtzee, like those are all songs where it's like, dang, like you could really connect with somebody on a different level, or I believe that. And I believe that people would want to hear that. They just don't know it yet. Like, and so it's about getting out there and just doing it, man. Yes. I got a show up in Rome, Georgia on October 15th. I'm plotting on a Chill Mickelson like release show. I had like a private release party the day of the event, but I want to do a show, and I want to just, get out there and just share, man. Like, so more videos, more performances. The music is never not being made. So when like I have so many records that I want to share at the top of the year, to stay important. I'm like, damn, should I do like, cause golf is like 18 holes. So, and I only did a 14 song project. So it's like, maybe I'll do a deluxe, maybe not. Like, that's all the stuff I'm just enjoying figuring out. And, during this process, I've also, like, just to be honest, like I've certainly neglected some relationships in my life. And so I'm also kind of focused on like, just taking, just being present and like, and being there. And I'm receiving a lot of like feedback from these 14 tracks that I just put out. So just being present and like soaking it in and not trying to overwhelm myself. Cause like, I think something that happens a lot in Chill Mickelson is, is a certain level of overwhelming like thoughts and feelings that you don't know how to deal with, which turns into destructive vices and spiraling and feeling like you don't belong and feeling like everybody's looking at you sideways and stuff like that. And so those relationships are so important. And I could relate, man. Just, we don't really miss a week on a podcast. Mm-hmm. I do other things behind the scenes, music wise and stuff like that. So if I'm not podcasting, I'm writing a rhyme. I'm listening to beats. I'm trying to learn how to make beats. I'm trying to learn how to make. Yeah, I guess I'm doing a lot, and I know that. You know what I mean? But also for me, it's therapeutic too. You know what I mean? When I come in here in this room, I'm in the studio. I'm locked in. I'm in my happy place. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think that a lot of people could stand to have something that you and I have with music, something that we're passionate about. You know what I mean? But also, you gotta, smell the roses. Like, dude, you took a
a year and some change to make your first album, or a lot longer. Go celebrate that shit. Go perform it as much as you can. Make 6 videos if you can for it, because you believe that much in it. You know what I mean? So I say work it until you can't work it no more. Like, there's no rush.
Exactly. And 2 years from now, like we mentioned at the top of the podcast about like my song Takeoff, that's like still killing it. Like it's the same, like, you know, the same process could evolve to any of these 14 songs. And so certainly, bro, like it's only the people, the way social media works, it likes to make you think you don't have enough time, or, you know, if it's old, it's dated. But like, you don't have to look too far to see people still wearing beat up 90s t-shirts. You don't have to look too far to see some people performing, you know, the most impactful songs from their catalog from 10 years ago, like on the Kid Cudi tour that he just did. And like, so nothing ever really, it just gets forgotten, but it doesn't take much to make people remember. So
all you gotta do is, you know, like you do really good videos. And I say you're a character, not in a disrespectful tone, but just like you really lock into whatever video you put out. Like you really put some thought into it, and it's unique. Of course, you know, you're quirky from my perspective and how you present, but I think that's you. You know what I mean? And you lean into it. You know what I mean? And I think that's cool. So I think once you kind of start rolling out these videos for some, like a lot of them I could see, you know, just based on seeing some of your videos, I could see, okay, he can take Lost and Found here, or the Liquid Freestyle with Sada Baby. Like I could see where you can just do a in studio thing to where you just in front of the mic spitting, because that's what you rapping, or a big, like, you know what I mean? It's a bunch of different things you could do with this stuff, and all of it doesn't necessarily need to be all well drawn out. It could be run and gun, you know.
Exactly. And getting that camera, the Blackmagic 6K that I just got was
good
like,
Lord. Yeah. That's nice little penny.
It was a big step, but that was something that I think was like holding me back from releasing the project. Was like, I would have to shell out a certain amount of money as an independent artist to get these visuals, where it was like, and I'm a super creative person. Like, I'm shelling out this money. I'm losing marketing budget. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then it's like, I could just get a camera and shoot it myself. And like, it's an investment, but like, I shoot.
Bring one of your homies out. Tell them what you want. Point, shoot. You edit, do the footage later, color grade. I mean, it takes some time, but there ain't nothing that a YouTube university can't help you out with.
It ain't nothing that, and 2 videos later, I got my money back on the investment. Like, you know what I mean? And that's all something I'm always trying to grow as a person, as a creative, as whatever, like as a musician. So anything that I can do to like challenge myself, I'm going to try and do.
It works twofold too, in my mind, because yeah, at the moment, it feels like you're doing a lot. At the moment, it feels like you're overwhelmed, task saturated with all these different hats that you wear, that if having the right budget, there's 10, 20 other people doing these things that they specialize in. But for right now, you have to do it. But I think when you're putting in this work now, whenever you do open up and get more of the budget, make more money off your music, and you can kind of put your money out there, you know what good quality is like, because you've been there and you've actually done the work. You color graded video, you've done this, you've done that, you know what it actually costs, and kind of what people's time and expertise really, really costs. So I think that's really the good part of it, is that you kind of get to know the ins and outs of all that detailed information, and kind of apply it whenever the time is right, you know, down the line.
Yeah. Because I just read this book. I forget who it was by. It was by the person who, let me just look it up right here from my laptop. It's called The War of Art. And it's written by Stephen Pressfield, who wrote a great golf book and movie called The Legend of Bagger Vance. which is with Will Smith and Matt Damon. But it just talks about like, it's more so like talks about like writer's block and like how you like get up there and just like the best writers and professional writers, like it's their job to write. Like some people might just like have a dream of it being their writing and never know what to write. But like a professional writer never fears writer's block because he just gets up and does it every day. And regardless if he's inspired or not, like even if he's writing about like, just, you know, the smell of his farts, like, you know what I mean? Like he's still writing, like he's in practice. And like the resistance comes, and resistance is like the creator's worst enemy. Like it's a whole bunch of things. And for me, like I experienced a lot of resistance and with my music, like not making the music, but putting out the music because of limitations to wanting to shoot a video that I might not be able to afford, or, you know, those things. So those are like stifling, like, and like since then, like since getting the camera and like every time I pull the trigger on an idea and do it, it's always the best. Like it's great. Like I had the idea, we went there and did it. Whenever I sit there and second guess anything, like it's not going. Like it's not. So like just tackling the resistance and saying like, screw it, I'm gonna just make it and not care and share it and grow from there. It's like, that is like where I'm trying to like live as a creative. Like, obviously it's going to pop up. Obviously you're going to have doubt in your mind. Obviously, like you never know what's going to happen, but tackling that resistance, man, like that is the,
yeah. I mean, you're gambling on yourself every time, man. And it's tough, man. It's tough battling at it. Every piece of gear and everything that I've accumulated over the course of the last 3.5 years of doing this podcast and kind of finding my way back to music, you know, I kind of question, the first thing is like, do you enjoy it? Are you going to utilize it? Are you having fun? Then who cares about the cost? You know what I mean? Because you're going to put it to use some way, somehow. And, you know, bought all this camera gear, got two nice, decent cameras. And now, you know, me and a homie of mine, he's a dope artist just like yourself, a little bit younger. I mean, I think you guys are about the same age, and I rocks with him. We're going to start going to DC, shooting some videos. But I'm good enough with the camera now to where I know what to do. He knows what to do. He's going to shoot some of my videos, and now it's up. You know what I mean? We'll start getting some more quality videos out there, and we'll get to do our thing just based on just utilizing each other's talents. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's just really that. You know what I mean? You garner a talent, your homie has a talent, and you guys just pool your resources together to make magic, man. So sometimes it's, you know, just gotta, I don't know, just gotta own it, man. Just gotta stand on it. It's gonna come back.
Right, exactly. Something for me, it's like when like that's so dope. Like my thing will be like, I feel like nobody's gonna want to help me out, or you know what I mean?
Everybody wants to help. You just gotta ask.
Exactly. You're just like, you know, I'll be scared to ask. And so like, but it's always like right there. So, and even like, yeah, like I just bought like a camera, right? But it's like Cole Bennett just went crazy, like with the whole year shooting all of our favorite rappers' music videos on his iPhone. Like there's no limitation to anything. And it's just like accepting that and just going for it, man. I'm just going for it, man. I'm here. I think about like, you know, what it would be like if I got another job or something like that, or worked a 9 to 5. Like, no, we're not doing that, bro.
Yeah. Just continue to do what you enjoy, man. Because working a 9 to 5 sucks when you don't enjoy it.
Exactly.
But you gotta do what you gotta do.
It'll all work itself out some way, shape, or form. Whatever is meant to be is meant to be. And it's like, but I'm a create and share, and that is where, because I think you can get frustrated if you're creating a lot and not sharing. Like even with this project, like I had made so many like amazing records in my head. I knew they were amazing, and it almost like built this hubris that was like crazy, like in my head, thinking like, oh, I deserved all these, like, you know, attention or stuff, but I never even shared the music, Kash. Like
yo, it's like, why? I don't understand why artists do that. And I can identify with that totally. Like, it's like, you know, it was so opening myself up, and it's like, dog, like the reason why people ain't seeing it is because I'm not sharing it as much, or like just because I've done 200 episodes don't mean that everybody knows I have a podcast. I need to be wherever I'm at. I need to have, if I'm not, you know, doing anything in particular, I need to be in the Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast t-shirt. I need to be marketing it. I need to be, you know, telling everybody, yelling it to the world that I do it if I believe in it. But I can't sit back and chill and rest on my laurels like everybody. Why is this you know, I don't pay attention to people no more. I don't pay attention to other podcasts, how well they're doing. There's been podcasts that my friends have put out. They've surpassed us in subscribers and all these different type of things. But it doesn't really matter to me because my homies still come to me. Hey, man, when I'm doing this, man, what should I do? Way more followers, way more this, way more that. I know I'm a resource. It's just my time is going to be my time. And that's all I could do is get lost in the work and get lost in the process. And whenever I theoretically blow up, or when you blow up, it's going to be your time. But I think you just got to fall in love with the process, going to the gym, putting up the shots, you know, hitting the golf balls, you know, in your instance, and just
going to the range, man.
Going to the range, you know what I mean, and just doing your thing and enjoying it. And as you keep putting up the shots, man, eventually something's going to take, you know, something took a year and a half ago that you put out.
Yep. And like, that's kind of like what I was talking, like, I got that song called Sucks to Be You. It's like, I'm saying you, but I'm really talking to like myself. And like, in that second verse, it's like, you know, I could lead you, like, I could get you to the table, but I can't make you take a seat. Like, I could bring you to the water, but I can't make you take a drink. Like, when you gonna, like, you're right there, you know what I mean? When you're just gonna like accept it and do it and just take it for yourself, like take a charge. Like, these are just like, you know, classic like idioms that, you know, you hear all the time. And you see on Twitter, like, you know, somebody will say like, oh, like, you never know, like, if you quit now, like tomorrow might be the day when, you know, you're dead, your dreams would come true. And so it's like, that's always, you know, screaming in the back of my mind and all sorts of things. And it's like,
just got to battle those voices in your head, man. I have those battles daily, man. But I think that's probably the perfect song to take us out on, man. Sucks to Be You. I know you got your brother's wedding coming up and all that, man. So I don't want to take too much of your time. I want to get you back to the family. But
shout out my brother TJ, man. He helped me make the cover. He's the caddy in the photo. Super. I'm in his tattoo room right now. He's a great tattoo artist, man. Older brother. Never not known that man. My whole life has been there, and he's right there over my shoulder, guiding me, you know, to this day.
Yeah. Congrats, TJ, man. It's a tough road ahead, man. Tough road ahead. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. But congratulations again, man. We're gonna go out on Sucks to Be You featuring Randy Class.
Yes, sir. Kash, thank you so much for having me, man.
No doubt.
Not trying to be mean, cause you can't slide like you do good on the beat. Cause you ain't under par when you tee up 18. Cause you ain't got Randy with you on the 18. Yeah, it sucks to be you, cause you're not me. Is Ronny doing bad? Hell nah, he can't be. That look says it all, I can sense you hating. Cause you ain't got no stain, trust me, that's the main thing.
You want what everyone's got. You want the lights and the stage. Look all the blessings you block. Why don't you stay in your lane? You taking shots like it's hot, but I got ice in my veins. Be happy with what you had. Don't worry about what's to gain.
Whoa, yeah, you should chill, shawty. To be real with you, I wouldn't.
Y'all got to get all that later on. Y'all got to listen to the project. Go buy the album.
Yes.
How about that? Go buy the album. Stream it.
Listen to it.
For sure. And then go double back. Go double back on the rest of the catalog.
Exactly. Illegally download it. I don't care, man. Just listen to it and enjoy it, man.
Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Ronny, man, I appreciate you, man. If you ever need anything from me, podcast-wise, off the the scenes wise, doesn't matter, man. Feel free to reach out, man. And definitely proud of you, man. And this body of work, man. It sounds very polished, and I always like when our guests kind of level up and take their artistry to a new height. So congratulations again, brother.
Kash, appreciate you, man. Don't sleep on the Kash podcast. Thank you, brother.
No doubt, no doubt. Peace.
Peace.
Yes. Finally leveled the playing field. Never trust your sus. We define what's real. Shuffle shit, took losses. You know the deal. It was never an option to miss a meal. It was never an option to skip a bill. Got low, mindset of a Navy SEAL. Took my queen off the board. Now we move freely.